Have you ever looked in the mirror and not recognized the person staring back? Not because you've aged, but because the fire you once had is gone. This is the story of a man named David, and if you've ever told yourself, "I'll start tomorrow," you need to hear this, because the cost of regret is a bill you pay for the rest of your life. David wasn't always like this. In his early 20s, he was electric, full of big ideas and a hunger for adventure, but he kept waiting for the perfect moment, telling himself he'd start his business after one more course or book that trip next year. The perfect moment never came, and the days bled into years, the ambitious 22-year-old fading into a comfortable 35-year-old who was just going through the motions, his dreams now just daydreams during a commute to a job that just paid the bills. The turning point came when he was scrolling through social media and saw an old friend on a magazine cover for the very startup idea they had brainstormed together a decade ago. In that gut-wrenching moment, David felt the full, crushing weight of his wasted time, the horrifying realization that his potential had an expiration date, and he had missed it. This is the part they don't tell you about regret. It's not a sharp pain that fades but a dull, constant ache, the ghost of the person you could have been following you everywhere. But sitting there, drowning in that feeling, he made a choice. He was tired of being a spectator in his own life. He didn't make a grand gesture but started terrifyingly small, signing up for a course he'd bookmarked for years and spending 30 minutes each morning building his website, trading the cost of regret for the price of discipline. Your life is being written right now with the choices you make today. That thing you've been putting off, that dream that feels too big. The clock is ticking, and every second you spend waiting is a second you'll never get back. Don't let your future self be haunted by the ghost of your potential. Don't pay the cost of regret. It's the most expensive bill you'll ever face. Your journey starts with a single, decisive step, and if you're ready to take it but don't know where to begin, my next video, The No More 0 Days Rule: How to Build Unstoppable Momentum, is the practical system to break the cycle for good. It's waiting for you right here, so watch it next. This is your sign, your moment. Stop waiting and start building. This was the moment that would change everything. A moment where his entire life seemed to play out like a movie in front of him. A movie where he was just a spectator, not the main character. This wasn't just physical tiredness. This was a scream from the depths of his soul. The exhaustion of watching his own dreams die. The ache of feeling his own potential rust away. This was the point where fear and regret collided, and from that collision, a spark was lit, a small one, but a living one. But here's the most important part. He didn't make some big, dramatic announcement. He didn't quit his job. He didn't tell his friends he was now on the path to success. Because grand gestures are what actually hold us back. They suck the energy out of us, they intimidate us, and they make us think, "I'll just start fully tomorrow." So David asked himself one question. Today, right now, in this moment, what is one tiny, undeniable step I can take that moves me 1 inch forward? And then he did the thing we're all afraid to do. He took action. He opened his laptop, and there it was in his browser. The same tab that had been open for years, a symbol of his deferred dream. That online course he'd look at every week, feel a flicker of hope, and then postpone until tomorrow. That day, the 2 seconds it took to click the Enroll Now button was, in reality, a massive victory over his old fears and timid habits. This wasn't just signing up for a course, this was a declaration. I am taking back control of my life. And he didn't stop there. He decided that every single morning, he would start his day not by checking his phone or scrolling social media, but by building his dream. The first day, he just registered a domain name. The second day, he sketched a homepage. There were days he was tired and felt uninspired, but he still sat there for those 30 minutes, even if he was just staring at a blank screen, because he didn't want to break the chain. This was the secret to everything. He made the biggest trade of his life. On one side was the anchor of regret, which felt light at first but was actually slowly drowning his spirit. On the other side was the price of discipline, that 30 minutes of struggle, the discomfort, the act of pushing through resistance. He chose to pay the small, daily price of discipline, because he knew the bill for regret that would come due in the future would be so